Okay, everybody, I just want to check that my screen is visible and I'm live or not because today I just reached out a bit late. So I just want to check that I'm live. So can you guys please confirm me that my screen is visible, my audio is audible, so that we can start our session for today. So can anyone really let me know in the chat. Okay, so my voice is audible. Can anyone really comment and let me know they're able to hear my voice or not? Hello, is my voice is audible? Let me quickly check. Systems are getting ready. My voice is audible. Okay, thanks for confirming. My voice is audible and screen is also visible. So we can start our session for today. So guys, what I have done is I've created three machines as we were speaking yesterday. So we need to build three machines. So I have created three machines and I will just quickly explain what we are doing here. So we have three machines. You can see one will be acting as Windows 80 server. Okay. So another two will be acting as Node 1 and Node 2. Okay. So as of now, we have just created the OS setup. So we will do some prerequisites so in front of you, like setting up a static IP address, deploying Active Directory, then deploying the storage server, and then move on with the further actions of building cluster. Okay. So now you can see. Let me just do full screen here and try to log in. Okay. So let me give the password here. So yesterday we talked about a little bit of about clustering and how the things are, what are the basic requirement of building a cluster. So yesterday we talked about it. If anybody is joining today and they can really go back to the previous session and they can check out what we have covered. And today we will do a little bit of practical session so that we can see how the things are moving on. Okay, the system is booting, so I can cancel it. Okay, so first thing is we when we try to build our machine and setting up our network, so the first thing which you would like to is setting up the IP address and doing the network configurations. Okay, along with making the server with proper name so that we can recognize, okay, this is the server of specific. I don't know why it is okay. Okay, so these are running a bit slow because I guess I've given 4 GB of RAM to this machine. Ideally it should work nicely. Okay, so if I go here and I guess there is another machine which is booting, which is causing a little bit of slowness. So once that will be booted, the performance will be better. Okay, so what I will do is what I will do, let me do a, yeah, it is working better now. Okay. So we need to do some network configuration. So what I will do is I will quickly do some network configuration. I just want to open a command prompt. It's still in the waiting phase. I don't know. Okay. So let me just pull out the IP informations which we can put here. Okay. Okay. So we can put the same sort of IP address which we have here. Like, let me give it here. So I want to make them as static. So I'm just making 192.168.0.6. Okay. Tab. And the subnet is that only, and I will give the gateway as 192.168.0.1, and I would like this will be acting as a AD, so I will be giving the same IP address here, 0.6. I will click OK and click close here, and also I like to label it as prod. Okay, so in future if we add any other further network cards, then we can label it that way. Okay, and the next thing which I would like to do is if I go to the server manager, I will click local, and I would like to do some changes. Okay, so this is 2012 and we have some new features in server manager. So you can see, like, from here we can change the computer name, and this also shows us that at this moment this particular server is in work group. Okay, and if you see the latest updates, it's also show as of now nothing is configured, like Windows Update is not configured, and there is no latest updates has been there, and as well as we can see the firewall is on. So if we click here, and this will give us the option to really turn off the firewall in case we need to do it. So it's a demo environment, we can do turn off, and we'll look here, and after that once it's refreshed it will show as off. Okay, and you can see remote management is enabled. In if you want to enable the remote desktop, I will click here and I will hit this, I will click OK and apply. So this will also enable. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to do a refresh. So when we do a refresh, these options will be updated. So now you can see this firewall is in an off state, remote management is enabled, remote desktop is enabled, Right now there is no nick teaming. So in reference server, when we build the cluster nodes, in that we will also do some teaming so that you can understand how we can do teaming. The first part is to really change the name of this particular computer. So I will make it as like DC01. Okay, and I will click OK. So after this process, it will ask us to do a reboot. So I will do a restart here, and I will minimize, and I would like to note down few things here. So if we talk about this AD, so this AD has a IP address which we can note here. This is 192.168.0.6, okay, which we can remember, and its name is DC01. Okay, now let's go to the other server, which is node 1, and what we will do is we will do the same activity like renaming this server and setting up the IP address. Okay, so I will do a IP config to all, sorry, and I will check here what is IP address. It says 192.168.150. So is there any changes? Let me check quickly the setting. If you see in the network, it is bridged. Okay, so I would like to put all of the servers in the same network. Okay, so if this AD is in bridged network, so I would like to put these machines as well in the bridge network, so that they should have they should all are in same network. Okay, so I will click OK here, and also do the same setting for this network as well. Okay, I will make it as bridge. Okay, and this time if I, okay, so if I do a CLS and do IP config all, and this time we will have a different IP, which you can see, right? So what I will do is I will set the IP address manually as well for this network card. So I will do a change adapter setting here. Okay, and so this time I would like to rename it like prod 1. Okay, because we will be adding few more nicks later on this server. Okay, okay, there is a question which says like, is this AD server or this is a node 1 in which we are you are doing the IP configuration. So IP configuration we need to do in each and every server. So right now we have already done the IP configuration on AD box, and after that we will be doing the IP configuration on both the nodes. Okay, so I'm doing it one by one. Okay, so if I select this, I will go to the properties, select, and I will give the IP address here 0.8. Okay, I need to enable the numlock 8 192.168.0.1, and the DNS would be, we can remember that our AD has a IP which is 6. Okay, so I will be enabling that. I will click OK and do it this way. Okay, and after this we also need to enable few things, like we need to disable the firewall as we have done it on the other box, and I will close this, and I will also like to enable the RDP. Okay, and if you do a refresh, these options should reflect here. Okay, they are enabled. Now I will change the name, and this time I will put it as node 1, and I will click OK and click OK here and close and restart. Sorry, we can restart it now. Restart, continue. Okay, so this one as well I need to restart, because I guess I missed out to restart this box. So let's work on the third system here. So let me log in. Okay, so we'll do the same thing, like we will be putting the IP address and setting it up. So meanwhile these are getting ready, and I will quickly uh, give the server name would be node 1 and the IP address is 168.0.8. Okay, and let's see what this server is having the IP address. Okay, you can open a command prompt. Okay, if I maximize this, and this time I can see this has IP address 7, so I will set up the IP address on this box as well. Okay, I will hit change adapter setting, and I would like to rename this like prod 1. Okay, and I will click property, and this time I will give IP address file 7. Okay, so again I need to enable num block here, 192.168.0.7, and subnet is same, 192.168.0.1. In the DNS again we need to put the number 6. Okay, server manager is getting ready. Let's see the other boxes. What is the status? It is rebooted, and so we can log in now. So now we need to promote our this is Mike, this is a new setup which we are doing. Okay, so right now this is a off topic, but what we are doing is we are setting up all the thing from the scratch. Okay, so first thing is right now we have renamed our server and also given them a IP address. Okay, so right now what we will do is we will try to set up a AD on this box, which is this one, and then we will join these machines to our AD. Okay, and then we will move on with our further configurations. So quickly what I will do is I will open server manager. We have the IP address set up, and if I open a command prompt, and if we try to ping 192.168.0.8, I should able to ping it, and it is working. It's fine. And also like to see the communication for 7, so it is probably rebooting. 7, is it rebooted? Okay, let me check the status. Okay. Okay, not yet, because we have not enabled the server, and also not disabled the firewall for this server. So let this get ready. Okay, so I will go to this is still getting refreshed. Okay, let's wait. And if we go here, so same process we need to do, like disable the firewall here, enable remote desktop, and do a quick refresh. Okay, and now we can set up a name here, which is node 2. Are we putting as node 01 or 02? Let me check quickly. I just want to make it okay, node 1. So you can put it as node 2. I will click OK. Okay, close and restart now. So now if we put a ping for this server, once it reboots, we can see it is pinging. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to install the role of Active Directory. Okay, so for that we need to go to manage and then add roles and features. We will click next, and it should be role based or feature based. I will click next here, and after that we need to select the particular server on which we need to enable the role. So right now by default it is set up like DC01. I will click next here, and this time we need to make it as Active Directory. So for that we will choose like Active Directory domain services, and it will include the related features which are required. So I will add feature here, so automatically they are getting added, and then we can click next and click next again and another next, and we can see we can click the install. So here you can also export the settings, whatever the settings are being used. Okay, so okay, I can save this, we can use it later. So I will click install. We can also check this, but as of now it is not required, because once this role is been finished, we will get a notification here so that we can promote this server as a AD. Okay, so we'll see that. Okay, let's go to the other server, and right now what I will do is meanwhile it is setting up, so we will add few more NICs. Okay, so I will add two more network cards here. Okay, so click yes, and this time I will select network and I will click network, and again I will choose bridge because we will be doing some taming example. So I will use one bridge. Okay, and I will also add one more, which will be as host only. Okay, so I will click finish. So host only, the NIC which we are going to use, that I will use for, what you can say, for the private networking. Okay, so I will click OK. Okay, so this will be added here, and if I go to this server and log in, so we will do the same stuff. Okay, so the server as well, we need to do the same stuff. So now if I go to this network tab, and let me go to this, right click setting, and again we need to add two networks, and the first will be in bridge. Click finish, and another will be as host. Okay, host only private network, and I will click finish, click OK. Okay, so if we click here and open networking, and okay, if I go to change adapter, okay, so now we can see like there are two more networks. So I need to check which is the correct network. So what I will do is I will do a details here. Okay, so one is network 2 and 3. So quickly I will open the command prompt and do a ipconfig all here, and I will open it. So this is prod 1, which is having IP series of 192.168.0.8, which we know, and another one which is Ethernet 1. Okay, this one is Ethernet 1. If we just try to close this up, so Ethernet 1 is having IP address 192.168.0.9. Okay, so that is Ethernet 1, and if we check the Ethernet 3, sorry, the Ethernet 2, which is having an IP series of 192.168.106.135. Okay, so let's make them quickly as static. Okay, so first I will choose like Ethernet 1. Okay, so I will rename this as prod 2. Okay, and I will change the IP address and make, not changing the IP address, will make it as static. Okay, so I will do 192.168.0. dot, what is the IP address? We can see like 9. Okay, so subnet will be same, and I will also put the DNS here. Okay, DNS is 6. I will click OK. So it is not required. Let's because there is one network card which is having the DNS. So I will click OK. Okay. And gateway, let's remove a gateway because one is having a gateway. Okay. I'll click close. Okay. So this one is also having the same network, and this one I'm just renaming as private. Okay, and we can give the IP address as we can see here, which is a series where we can see like let's do it in a different class. Okay, so 10.0.0.1 or 10. Okay, and just keep it like that, and we just need to remove we just need to recall that which IP series which we have used for private networking. Okay, and now the same thing which we need to do here, we need to go to details. Okay, and hopefully if we stretch this out, this is Ethernet 2 and this is Ethernet 3, and if I open command prompt here and do a ipconfig /all, and if we open this, and we can see Ethernet 1 is having an IP series which says it's a production. So what I will do is I will rename this as prod 2. Okay, and I will rename this one as private. Okay, so I will give the IP address here as okay, so 192.168.0.10. okay, and I will remove this one here. I will click OK and close. And same thing, we can remember that the series which we have used in private network, which is 10.0.0. we can put it as 11, and I will click OK. Okay, click close. So these are the basic configurations which we have done, and let's see what is going on with our AD. So here you can see it is completed. I will close this. Here you can see a notification bar which says like we can really promote this server as a domain controller now, so it is getting ready. So what we need to do is this is a fresh domain control promotion, so I will select this option like add it to new forest. So we can put it as aik.local. okay, we can say like aik.local. I will click next here. In the next phase, what it will do is it will ask us to choose the forest functional level and the domain functional level. I will be choosing the same functional level because we are having the same operating system level, so we don't really bother about it much. So I'm just putting another password here which may help us, which is directory mode restore password. Okay, I will click next, and I will click next here, and this will also check the NetBIOS domain name. Does it really contain in the whole network or not? So it will check quickly, and after that we can click next. In Windows Server 2012, these are the locations like database, where the database is located. You can see where the log is located, and this is the sysvol folder where it is located. So I will click next. So this is very good thing, like we can review all the settings which we have done, and even we can really view the script. This is a PowerShell script which we can use for future deployment. You can save this in the desktop as ad.txt, okay, and you can save it. So these commands, if you hit, then automatically a new machine will be deployed as AD, okay. So I will click cancel this, and if you click next, this is a new thing which is in 2012. It is doing a prerequisite check. So it was not there in prior 2012 machines. So it is also do a prerequisite check that this machine can be built as Active Directory or not. So which is also very good. It will give us a report that if it gives any failure, then probably we cannot really make this machine as a domain controller. But here it is giving a warning. Then it's fine. We can click install here. So then once the installation is going to complete, this machine will be acting as a domain controller. Okay, so we need to wait, and we have done a little bit of configuration here. So let me quickly update our Notepad and what we have done. So we have added one more NIC here, okay, 168.0.7, and we have also added one more NIC here which is acting as private network, and we will be updating the IP addresses here. Like it is, one is 9, another is 192.168.0.10, and another is 10.0.0.11. okay, so we have 3 networks in each server, okay, and we have one network in this AD. Right now the Active Directory deployment is going on. So after that, what we will do is, once the Active Directory is set up, so we will join these 2 machines to this particular server. Okay, let's go and see what is the progress. So now you can see this is already been done. I will click close and close here. So let me see, it already been done. It's doing a quick reboot. So let's wait. Once this machine is rebooted, then we can join the other 2 nodes to this server. Okay, we can close this, and in the node 2 as well, I will close this and do some cleanup. Okay, minimize this. Okay, let's exit and close this. I will minimize this. Okay, and we can open a PowerShell here. Okay, and I will also like to open PowerShell here as well. So let's wait this machine boots up, then we will join the other 2 machines in domain. So what we will do after this, so once we this will be our first step, like join node 1 and node 2 in domain. Okay, so this would be our first step here. So after that, what we will do is we want to add node 1 and node 2 in the server manager. Okay, So once we add these two servers in server manager, then we can manage all the things from the server manager itself. So we don't need to really go to each and every server and doing the specific stuff. Okay, so what we will do is we will add these two servers in a server manager on AD server. So AD server, which is our DC01. Okay, so what will be the next step is, after we add these things, so for building a cluster we also need to add few features. Like we will add failover clustering feature in node 1 and node 2. So we can do it, this step we can do it prior this thing is happening. So if I go here and see, it is still booting, so no problem with that. So what we can do is we can go to our server manager, and I will hit like manage and add roles and features. If I click next and click next here, and you can see this is node 1, I will click next again. So this is not a role which we want to add, it's a feature. So I will skip here, and I will look for failover clustering. I will check this and I will hit add feature and I will click next and click install. So same stuff which we need to do in the other server as well. So I will hit manage, add roles, I will click next and hit another next. This is a role, I will skip this, and here I will select failover clustering and add features, click next and click install. Okay, so we need to quickly mark the steps which we have completed. So this is still pending, and this stuff which we have done. Okay, the above configurations are completed. So let's see what is the status of the server. It is booted, and this time if we hit this, now you can see it shows as AIK/administrator. So that means we are in domain now. So I will hit my password. Okay. So this installation is running in. So let's wait once it's get complete. And meanwhile, what I can do is I will run this, and I can hit like dsa.msc here. So it will open the Active Directory console. Okay, I can see it's open now. Okay, in the computer sections we cannot see anything else. So what we will do is I will once this is done, what I will do is we can add these machines to the domain. So let's use PowerShell to add this machine to the domain. So what I can do is I will like add computer, and I will hit tab here, and then we need to mention domain, and then we need to mention the domain name here, which is aik .local. Okay, and if I hit this enter, so it will ask us to give the credentials, and this is a domain credential which I'm putting here. And I will click OK. Okay, so now you can see it's warning that this change will come to an effect once we reboot this particular server. So I just want to wait this installation is complete, then we can reboot this server. The same stuff which we can do here as well. Like we need to do like add computer and then hit domain and then the domain name here and hit enter. Okay, so now again it's push for the credentials. Let me give the credential here. Okay, and I will hit OK, and if everything is fine, then what it will do is it will tell me that this is completed, and let's wait for this step to complete. Okay, so I can go here and I can say this is completed but still pending reboot. So which will be done. We can clean this up. So what we can do after this, the fourth step would be we should create nick teaming. Okay, so in the fourth step we will create nick teaming on the both clusters, okay, which is node 1 and node 2. So what we'll do is we will do a nick teaming of the production nick which we have already added, and what we will do after that. So fifth step would be after doing the nick teaming, we can really create our AD server as storage server. Okay, so we will be setting up that as a storage server. So once we complete these 5 steps, then we are ready for next step of building the cluster. Okay, so I would like to complete at least these 5 steps today so that we can show up the rest of the things tomorrow. So I will complete these 5 steps. Okay, so let's see where we are now. So I've completed the first one and adding this one. Okay, this will take after the reboot. We will do this. Okay, nick teaming after the reboot. So let's see, and this is complete. I will close this, and we need to restart. So I will do a restart here. Restart computer and hit enter. It will restart. The same thing which I need to do here as well. I will close this and do a restart, and then computer and hit enter. Okay. So once they are rebooted, then we will add these servers to the server manager. Okay, so let's go to the Control Alt and go to the AD server here, and if I do a quick refresh, I can see node 1 and node 2 is added in the computer in Active Directory. Okay, so let me open the server manager. This is the server manager, and if I go to the all servers here, so our task is to add these servers to our server manager, so that from this particular server manager we can manage all the servers. Okay, so before we really check that, I really want to check these servers are up and running or not after the reboot. Okay, so I can do ping and node 1. I will ping it. So now you can see this node 1 is up. Okay, that's fine. And if we check node 2, and let's see what is the status with node 2. It is not pinging yet, so let me quickly check what is the status. This is coming in. And what about the other one? It's still getting ready. So let me give a try again. No, it is not coming. So let's wait for a few more minutes. So let's wait for a few more minutes. They get ready, then we can add them. Okay. So meanwhile, again, once they are coming up, so what I can do is I can do the step 5. I'm skipping the step like step 2 and step 4. So let's do a step 5 to save some time here. So what I will do is I will go to this AD server, and I will go to the local server here again, and I will click this, add roles and features. And when we click this, I will click next, and this time we need to add a role. Okay, so it will be acting as an AskJoyB target server. Okay, so AskJoyB target server will be working as a storage. So this is a part of file and storage services. I will check this, and I will open this tree, and if we go down here, we will see an option which says AskJoyB target server. So I need to check this AskJoyB target server to enable shared storage from this particular AD server. Okay, so I will click next here, and I will click next again, and I will click install. So after this particular step, this iSCSI target server will be added. Okay, let me quickly check what is the status of node 2 here. So here we can see node 2 is come up. Okay, that's great. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now you can see node 1 and node 2 is up. Okay, and this feature is also installed. I can click close, and if we select the file and the services, here we can see iSCSI. Okay, so that means from here I can create some iSCSI storage. So this will be done. We will cover it tomorrow. So next thing will be I'm adding the other two boxes in this server. So what I need to do is I need to right click here and hit add server. Okay, so after hitting this after hitting this, what we need to do is I need to give the name of the server here. Like if I hit node and find, so I will get two of the servers. I will select them and hit this arrow and click OK. Okay, so now they will show us progress and they will be added very soon. Okay, and I need to do a quick refresh, and they are adding in process. So let's give some time. Okay, still they are taking some time, and hopefully they will come up. Okay, so we are getting some informations now about their activation and the IP, and now we can see these are up. Okay, and we also can see these are having multiple IP addresses. Okay, that is great. So what we need to do is we see when you are doing nick teaming, it is very important that you should do it from the management IP or going to the console and do the nick teaming, because right now we are connected from the production network. If we do nick teaming, then there is a possibility we lose the connection of these servers because we are connected to via production network. Okay, so let's give it a try. What happens? I will show you. Okay, so let me do control all del here, and let's do a login. So instead of doing login to this option, I will select like administrator. Okay, and then at the rate and aik dot local. Okay, and I give the password. So I want to add I want to log in with like domain admin account to see the authentication is working perfectly or not. So now you can see this authentication is completely done. So what I can do is I will hit like right click and configure nick teaming here. Okay, so if I hit right click and configure nick teaming, it will list all the info cards which are there in this particular server. So right now you can see it is doing a query, and it will give you the information about the network cards which are available, which can be used to form the nick teaming. So this is a team. Right now it doesn't show any team. So what I need to do is I need to go to task and I need to click new team. So let's hit it like prod team here. Okay, prod team. Okay, and this time I will select like production 1 and production 2. Okay, and if you go to the additional setting, there you will get more options, and this depends like switch independent or LSCP or static taming, which we can do according to our network which we have. Okay, so right now I'm choosing like prod 1 and prod 2 and click OK. Okay, so now you can see if we click this OK, and it doesn't really come up with the information what I believe, because we are connected from a production network, and when we are doing any changes from a production network, it is going to create an issue, and that server is not going to in a communication mode. So I will go to the server, and okay, I'll cancel here, and if I go here and see click and go to the change adapter setting, right now you can see it has a production team. Okay, so if I go here and go to the properties and it will have a network, and if we go there, it doesn't have any what do you say, any IP address there. Okay, so if we go to this sheet, we can see that node 1 has IP address like 8. So what I can do is I can give IP address here like node 1 192. Okay, let me numlock 192.168.0.8. Okay, 192.168.0.6. Okay, I will click OK, close. And now if I go to the server back, now you can see it is online and it's able to communicate, because when we set up the IP address, it really disconnects, because it doesn't know how from which it can connect. So if I do a refresh here, now you can see one IP has been vanished. Okay, so now we have two IPs. One is from private, another is production, because it is converted to a teaming now. If we go to configure any teaming here, and now we can see it has one teaming which is shows as healthy in status. Okay, and you can see both of them are active. That is very good. So we will do the same process in the other server, but this time we will do it with PowerShell. Okay, so let's see how we can create a teaming with the help of PowerShell here. Okay, so for that I need to go to the node 2 here, and I will hit the Control Alt Del, and this time again we will be switching and logging with administrator ID, and hit @ and aik.local. Okay, and I will give the password and hit enter. Okay, so after that we can create the nick teaming with the help of PowerShell. Okay, so this is the last step which we are doing, and after that we will be jumping next steps tomorrow, because this task is complete. And if we see the number 2, it is also complete. Okay, and we are in the last phase of number 4. We have already set up the nick teaming of node 1, and now what we are doing is we will be setting up nick teaming of node 2. I'm marking it as node done, so we will be doing it in PowerShell just to do the stuff to show you. Okay, cancel. So this time I need to open PowerShell. To do this, I need to run a command which is called netlbfo. Netlbfo. Okay, so we need to hit like get netlbfo. Okay, fo team. Okay, so if you hit this, it doesn't come out with any information. So that means, okay, let me just zoom this so that you can see what I'm typing. Now probably it should be visible. So okay, get net adapter. So now you can see we have 3 adapters here. Okay, and I want to use these 2 adapters, which is prod1 and prod2. Okay, so I just want to rename it properly. So if I go here, you can see there is a space. So I just want to remove the space here. In if I do a rename, and I will clear the space. Okay, I will close this, and now I will hit this again. So this time I will see like prod1 and prod2. Okay, so now what we need to do is I will do this. I will do a CLS, and we will run this. Okay, so now we need to create a nick teaming. To check the nick teaming, we will run the command get net lbfo team. Okay, but at this moment there is no team, so we need to create it. So for creating it, we need to write a command which says like new net lbfo team. Okay, and this time we need to give the team name here. Okay, name. So let it be a prod team. So I need to give a space here. So when we are using space, we need to use quotes. Okay, now if we hit tab, what are the options? We have team members. So this time I will use team member like prod1, and prod 2. Okay, and next what option we have, naming mode, and we will use switch independent, and anything else which we need to okay, load balancing. We can really rest of the things we can really um, leave. And if I hit this, now it will say, okay, do you want to really continue and make this uh, teaming? So if I hit yes, and it will create the nick teaming here, and it should give a message. Okay, so now you can see the nick teaming is created. So if you run a command which says get net LVFO, this time it will list with the team information. Okay, so now if I go to this section and go to change adapter, and now you can see the team is created. So let me give the IP address, and if I select this, we know the IP address is 192.168.0 dot, let's give 10. Okay, and also the 192.168.0 dot, another is 0 dot 0 dot 6. This is the DNS. Okay, I will click OK, click close, and if I write this command again, and now you can see previously it was showing as degraded because it doesn't have a IP, and now it shows us up. So that means the IP address is set up. Okay, so this is how you will set up all those things. These are the basic things which we covered today, and these are the basic settings which are required. And I'm just trying to do a refresh and see if we see any changes. It's still able to connect. Okay. Okay, so I would like to know if we have any further questions. I just want to check. Okay, so do we have any further questions which we need to cover or answer? So you can see we have covered these points here. So today we have covered like joining these machines. We have we have done the initial setup of the machines, and afterwards, once the setup is complete, then we have added them in the server manager. Then we have also installed Failover Clustering, and then we have configured nick teaming with GUI as well as with PowerShell, and also we have installed a role which is AskJoyB target server to make it as a storage server. So these are the 5 points along with doing the basic network settings which we have done on all 3 servers. So if you have any questions, just shoot out the questions. I'm happy to answer them. So let me know if you have any questions, then we can really, okay, we can, so if you don't have any questions, okay, so what I believe is we don't have any questions, so we will continue tomorrow, and we will continue where we left off. So see you tomorrow, and please subscribe my channel and hit the like button because we will be covering each and every day about a single topic. Right now we are going through a session of clustering. So yesterday we gone through a little bit of basic. Today we gone through the basic setup and configuration of cluster. So this is guys, today we have completed 5 steps, and we will continue tomorrow um, after these steps, whatever the configurations are required to set up a cluster. So see you tomorrow. Have a nice day and have a good night.